If Apple pulls this off, the iPhone 18 Pro might become the smartest iPhone release in years. Because right now, chip prices are rising. Memory costs are climbing. AI companies are buying up massive supply for data centers. In normal situations, that means one thing: higher phone prices. But leaks suggest Apple might do the opposite. According to supply chain analyst Jeff Pu, Apple is planning to keep the iPhone 18 Pro at $1,099 and the Pro Max at $1,199. Exactly the same as the previous Pro models. And that's not a small decision. In a world where everything is getting more expensive, stable pricing feels almost suspicious. So how is Apple even thinking about doing this? Simple: scale. Apple produces tens of millions of Pro models every year. That gives them negotiating power that most smartphone brands simply don't have. They can pressure suppliers like Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix into better long-term component deals. But that's only half the story. Apple doesn't survive on hardware margins alone. Services revenue, App Store, iCloud, Apple Music, Apple One generates billions consistently. That recurring income gives Apple flexibility. They can accept slightly tighter hardware margins if it strengthens ecosystem lock-in and long-term loyalty. Now here's where it gets interesting. If prices stay stable, something else has to change internally to balance costs. And that brings us to the biggest hardware shift rumored for the iPhone 18 lineup. Apple may remove the physical SIM tray globally. In the US, recent iPhones are already eSIM-only. But extending that worldwide would be a bold move. Not every country has fully optimized digital carrier infrastructure yet. Some markets still depend heavily on physical SIM cards. So why would Apple take that risk? Space. Removing the SIM tray frees internal volume. And according to leaks, Apple plans to use that space for something users have been demanding for years: a much bigger battery. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is rumored to pack between 5,100 and 5,200 mAh. Let that sink in. Historically, iPhones have used smaller batteries compared to Android competitors, relying on software efficiency to stay competitive. Now imagine Apple-level optimization combined with a battery capacity that large. That changes everything. Brighter displays without battery anxiety, longer gaming sessions, more powerful on-device AI processing, better standby performance, and most importantly, real all-day endurance for heavy users. And remember, AI processing is becoming a core part of smartphone usage. On-device intelligence consumes power. Camera systems are more complex. Displays are brighter. Chips are faster. Battery demand is only going up. So instead of just boosting performance, Apple may finally be addressing endurance at scale. But there's another layer to this eSIM move. Fewer physical openings mean stronger structural integrity. Better water resistance, cleaner internal layout, reduced manufacturing complexity, and long-term, easier carrier switching for users who travel or manage multiple numbers. This isn't just about removing a SIM slot. It's about simplifying the iPhone's hardware permanently. Now let's talk design. Leaks suggest subtle refinements rather than a full redesign. The front camera placement could shift slightly. There are whispers of adjustments to the dynamic island layout. Nothing dramatic, but enough to visually differentiate it. New color options are also rumored: burgundy, brown, and purple variants. Apple knows small cosmetic changes can psychologically refresh a product cycle, even if the core chassis remains familiar. Launch timing is expected around September 2026 for the Pro models, with standard iPhone 18 variants potentially following in early 2027. This staggered rollout aligns with Apple's newer supply chain strategy: control production, reduce risk, maximize margin stability. Now zoom out for a second. Stable pricing, bigger batteries, simplified internal design, global hardware unification. That's not random, that's strategic. While competitors may raise prices due to component costs, Apple could position the iPhone 18 Pro as more value at the same price. And that perception alone can trigger a strong upgrade cycle. Because most iPhone users don't chase raw specs. They want reliability, long-term updates, ecosystem smoothness, battery life, consistency. And if Apple delivers noticeably better endurance without touching the price tag, that's powerful. Of course, all of this is based on early supply chain leaks. Things can change before launch, but if even half of this turns out true, the iPhone 18 Pro won't be about flashy innovation. It'll be about smart execution. Now here's the real question. Would you trade the physical SIM slot for a significantly bigger battery? And more importantly, if Apple keeps the price the same, does that make the iPhone 18 Pro an instant upgrade for you? Because next, we need to talk about the A20 chip leaks. And that might be the biggest performance jump we've seen in years. So don't miss that. This is Guys Tech, and I will see you in the next one.